And to go into a couple others, I have this one here, and I've pre-cut all of this stuff to show everybody. First of all, I have made this into rounded corners, and I have die cut this green color, which I really like, and then I have the blue and a black, and what I want to do is I want to do an offset. So as you can see, there is the black sticking out, so I'm going to try to shift it. I'm going to try to adhere this down so it's slightly shifted so we get the black in there. I'm going to start by taking and putting the adhesive on the blue piece. And again, this is where using the stick-it tape with this die would have been awesome. But I didn't want to do that because a lot of people may not have stick-it tape, so I want to kind of show some ideas without the stick-it tape. And I'm just going to put it, and again, try to get in between all of these little nooks and crannies, all these little areas, so that the whole piece will stick down, especially the bigger pieces. If the bigger pieces can be stuck down well, then the smaller pieces will go a little bit easier. I'm just going to take a look here and see how I did with putting the adhesive on. There's a couple little spots in here I want to get. And now I'm going to put this down onto the black. So the black piece I've actually cut smaller because I want to make sure that it doesn't stick out from either end. And now I'm going to try to place this, and I really like how it looks if the shadow, which the black I guess would be the shadow, is slightly on the bottom. And I'm just going to put it in one spot, and when I've got it in that, when I have it in that spot, then I'll be able to put that bit down. And I'm just going to move this because I see it's just stuck down a little bit too short, and I want to have the shadow sticking out over here. And I can just move it with my fingers to kind of pull it like that. Now again, with this blue part here, I'm going to have to get a little bit of adhesive just on that end, so that will stick down. Now probably a wet adhesive might work well on that too as well, but I just used a little bit of the adhesive, and I'm going to come in again just to remove some of that excess adhesive that you can see through the window, because we don't want to see that. I'm going to just put some adhesive now on the black. And again, I'm going to get into some of the bigger pieces here, the bigger places to put the adhesive, and try not to get the smaller pieces. Because it's doubled up, it should stick fairly well now. I've got this all together now, and I'm going to bring in this piece here. And again, I've also rounded the corner off of this blue panel, and I think that will look good with the other panel being rounded as well, and then of course the whole mat. So once I've got this on here, I'm just going to use my bone folder, because again, all these little pieces, they need to be stuck down. And again, I have this little piece here that just needs to be stuck, this little tiny part of the flourish there to go down. And now that's together, and as you can see, it's got that black that helps just define it and sharpen it. And now I'm going to bring in my card base, and finally this will go on a little bit easier than the other layers on this card. And we'll pull this one together, and I'm going to add some sequins to this one. I think sequins will add a nice sparkle to this card. And now we'll get this on here. I want to line this up as nice and straight as possible. I think that looks really good. And again, that little bit of black that sticks out really helps with it being on a black card base. I think it's just really nice accent. Probably a black sentiment along here would just add a lot as well. I'm not going to add a sentiment to this one because I have some other cards that I want to show you, but we're going to finish it off with some sequins. I picked out some sequins and I'm going to place them in a triangle. Maybe we'll have one down here like that. I've got my sequence on now and I'm just going to pull in some of this multi-matte medium glue. And once I've got a little bit of that glue in, I'm just going to bring my tool back in. I like to use this tool because this helps put a little bit of pressure down onto the sequin. And now I'm going to just do the next one here. On as well. And the last sequin is just going to be up here. And there we go. That's going to finish off that card. Now I usually just put an acrylic block on top, and I'm going to let this sit and dry on the side while I go into the next card. Here's the next card I was thinking of, and this one basically I did the doily part and I put in some gold paper in the back. And then I'm going to have this up on this pink paper with a purple frame. So I'm going to add the purple frame first. You can use score tape with something like this, or you can use like the tape runner like what I'm using. And I really like how this frames in, and again it's a really pretty color, this purple. I really like to add a frame around something like this. This frame is quite decorative with the stitching on it, and I think that will look really nice. And now when I put this together on the pink, I think it just pretties it up. So I'm going to add the score tape now to the back of this piece. I've added the adhesive now, and I will layer this up. Really like the pink and the purple together. You could add a ribbon at this point. I'm not going to add the ribbon. I'm just going to layer this up because I have a sentiment that's going to be coming on, and I didn't like how that was laying down, so I'm going to just lay it down again here. There, I think that's on there a little better. And then this whole piece is going to go up onto this black card base, and I really like how pretty this is starting to look. I've got all the tape off the back now. I'm just going to make sure it's all tucked in behind. There was a little piece sticking out there. And now I'm going to get this one on here. That that's all lined up, I'm definitely going to use my bone folder on this one. And now what I've done is I've taken, this is a Do Crafts die, this happy birthday, and I have die cut out of the pink the happy birthday with stick-it tape. So hooray, we have some stick-it tape, and I'm just going to pull this out and I'm going to use this as the sentiment on this card. And I'm just going to place it right down onto the black. And you can see that stick-it tape coming off there, and then I'll carefully pull out the word birthday, and I'm going to do the same to the happy. Sometimes the tape comes first, sometimes the whole word comes out. This happy, the whole word came out, and I'm just going to move this stick-it tape, as you can see there, and it just pulls off like that, and voila, we have a sticker. So I'm going to get this happy placed down. And I want to make sure I leave enough room for birthday to be on there and that it's nice and straight. I'm going to get the birthday in here. I'm just going to take my bone folder now and just run it across the words. Sometimes the stick-it tape isn't overly sticky, and I find I really have to push it down to make sure that it all adheres nicely. So I got this one together. I could add more, but I do have a couple other cards that I do want to show you.